Hi again! The last video didn't quite end happily, but we will see how my dad untangles himself from this tricky situation and head back home in Norway. Poor Dad was stopped from traveling back to Norway, and a greedy taxi brought him to a simple hotel. After he got connected to Mammy in Cebu, she reminded him of one of their favorite places, the Aloha Inn.
Så det tilbake til gode gamle Aloha Hotel, hvor vi har bodd ofte før. Og det koster da 50% mer enn Travelers Inn, men det er jo 200-300% bedre.
Once settled, he immediately visited the Bureau of Immigration. Like magic, two women met him outside the building, promised they could handle the renewing of the alien certificate in no time. But they wanted Dad's alien card and his passport ahead, and Dad was worried, promised to be back later with money. So Dad calls Mom and she promises to get back to Manila for assistance. Meanwhile, Dad likes it in Aloha, and the Chinese restaurant downstairs is pretty good. And Mom has arrived. She's overjoyed having Dad for another week. Only them two. Back to Starbucks for meeting Mrs. T. She's the boss of the other two women. She promises she will have returned the card in the same evening.
Nå har vi ordnet med sertifikat, og med litt hell så har vi alt i orden til klokka 5 i kveld.
But they had to pay 10,000 pesos in advance. As they went to celebrate at a nice restaurant, they get a call. Mrs. T says she has not finished the alien card and will do it the next day. Dad starts sweating, but Mom calls him a pessimist. Mom drags Dad to Robinson's Mall. She needs clothes, and this year she favors a color green. Like me.
I like the reddish better, but that is, yeah, I like that better. There it comes back.
Next morning, Mom and Dad visit the Mall of Asia, now getting an ID. Dad remembers his failed attempt in Cebu, but Mom's a pro. Just smooth sailing. And the success must be celebrated. While Dad is waiting for Mom to get finished, he visits a supermarket. Norway's got nothing on this. Shoes, shoes, shoes. Bags, bags, bags. I want to go back. A few hours later, they visit Genki Sushi, and Dad is ecstatic. He has never tasted such a delicious sushi selection. An evening stroll along Rojas Boulevard. They found a nice beach restaurant. It doesn't take long before Dad is sharing his food with some stray cats. A female has an injured eye, poor thing, and the male has taken quite a good beating too. Next day, they are tourists willing to enter any tourist trap. It's nice, but only for a while. Dad gets grumpy because a professional guide starts digging money, and Mom gets annoyed at his stinginess.
Yeah.
Mom can't pass any religious site without stopping and showing her respect. They're on their way to the renowned Fort Santiago, still the same guide. Mom likes the guide, but Dad doesn't. He wants them to be on their own. Fort Santiago is a citadel built in 1571 by Spanish navigator and governor Miguel Lopez de Legazpi. This defense fortress is located in Intramuros, the walled city of Manila. While under Spanish colonialism and during World War II, several people died in its prisons, along with the Philippine national hero Dr. Jose Rizal, until his execution in 1896, marking the fort as one of the most important historical sites in Manila. After the liberation of Manila, 600 soldiers were found dead in the underground prison due to suffocation and heat exhaustion. The next day, together with Mom, Dad tries to go for Manila Zoo again. They have visited here 20 years ago, but now it's quite modern. And still the same challenge to get a ticket. The sad day comes. Dad has to leave Mom, even though they were grateful to have one extra week together. But he is nervous, feels that there will be even more problems at the airport. Maybe there's still something wrong with his ID? Dad tries to relax while waiting in line for the check-in desk. Now Mom has left for Cebu, and they will not see each other for half a year, at least. Dad feels that the security official watches him forever, really trying to see something wrong with his ID and alien certificate. But it goes well in the end. 10 hours later, with KLM in the air, Dad is really worried who will be seated together with him. But he is lucky. After a short time, it is like Patrick Lauman and Dad have known each other forever long. He is also married to a Filipina. In Schiphol, the airport was freezing. Dad had to buy a polo sweater, and sadly it doesn't exist anymore. It shrunk in the washer machine. Now in Oslo, where winter has come. And those were the videos! I hope you enjoyed them and have learned a lot from seeing a different culture. To those who know the Philippines, we hope you reminisced this tropical country and enjoyed the ride. Well, that's farewell for now!